This is Miami, now an American hotspot with multiple new skyscrapers being developed. But with fast rising water levels, there is a possibility that Miami will soon become a modern Atlantis. With future uncertainty, some people also believe that the city has grown too fast and can't handle the new infrastructure required. Is this the end for America's beach paradise? The city of Miami is known for its pristine beaches, fantastic warm weather, and non-stop nightlife. In recent years, the sudden influx of financial firms into the city has made it a major center for commerce as it boasts a strong international business community. This migration of businesses into the city has also had a positive effect on its population, which has resulted in the clamor for developers to produce super tall condominiums. With more than 7 proposed skyscrapers, it's becoming America's next megacity. Locals of the coastal city now face rising cost of rent, with some even being pushed out into the suburbs. While Miami might seem like a promising location, it's currently in a battle with an unforgiving climate, and some people believe that the city may soon be submerged by the ocean. So why are developers doubling down on building super tall towers when there might not be a city in decades to come? For a city growing at an impressive pace, Miami experienced a population sprout during the pandemic as it became a new hub for individuals in the tech and finance industry. The relaxed pandemic restrictions in the city were also a major driver for the massive inflow of individuals who bought lockdown homes to escape restrictions in other states. Apart from residential properties, there was also an increased wave of office listings from recognized companies to the so-called Wall Street of the South. These factors and many more resulted in the population of Florida growing by a few 100,000. As more tech and financial companies make their way to the city, it may soon become a major player that could rival the likes of New York City. With rapid growth comes the need for more infrastructure, and Miami's construction sector has risen to the occasion. Miami skyline is set to look a whole lot different in the coming years as it plans to embrace more skyscrapers. The centerpiece of Miami's move skyward is the Waldorf Astoria Hotel and Residences. This mammoth undertaking will be a 100-story building stretching 320 meters into the sky. It's designed to look like a stack of glass boxes rising several stories high, and it will feature 360 private residential condominiums as well as 205 hotel rooms and suites. Located at 300 Biscayne Boulevard, it's slated to become the Magic City's and Florida's tallest building. Now, another proposed super tall tower is the One Brickell Center, an 80-story, 317-meter super tall skyscraper that is slated for construction in 2023. This skyscraper will feature 148,000 square meters of Class A office space, and it'll be Florida's first taste of the super tall skyscraper craze. To complement these skyscrapers, there's been an increase in the establishment of luxury residential properties. As developers scamper to bring these skyscrapers to life, indigenes of Miami are reminded of their sad reality as the city is experiencing astronomical rent hikes, with some increasing as much as 45%. Now, keep watching till the end of the video to find out why the current development is a problem for the locals. With higher home prices and rising interest rates, Miami takes a place among cities like New York and San Francisco, where its residents are the most rent burdened. Renters in the coastal city pay up to 60% of their salaries on housing, and locals are being pushed out into the suburbs. The locals are being forced to pay the price for Miami's growth into an international metropolis. The type of trade-off isn't new to Miami, and it's also being experienced in other places like Houston and Dubai. As the city adopts an aggressive approach to development, there have been several cries from researchers who believe that Miami was never designed to be a megacity. Researchers have called the development plans for the city short-sighted, mainly because of Florida's climate change issues. Florida's position near the end of the Atlantic Ocean's Hurricane Alley makes the region twice as vulnerable to devastating superstorms. Global sea level rise in Miami is projected to go from 53 centimeters to 100 centimeters by 2070, which will lead to an increase in storm damage, more intense flooding, and it will also threaten the city's water supply. Other potential impacts of climate change, including higher hurricane wind speeds and severe thunderstorms, which can bring about hail or tornadoes. In 2017, cyclones contributed to an estimated $265 billion worth of damage in the United States, with Miami eating a significant amount of the damage. As climate change increases the intensity and occurrence of deadly storms, Miami may become a more expensive place to stay. In response to the perils of living near the coast, there has been a sudden increase in the value of elevated land across the city. In recent years, elevated neighborhoods across Miami have seen the average home price skyrocket. A part of Miami called Little Haiti saw its average home price go from $100,000 to $400,000 in a span of 10 years. Unlike the rich and wealthy who can afford beachfront homes in Miami, Little Haiti and other neighborhoods like it are mostly populated by working-class locals who are now being pushed outward in favor of luxury properties. This phenomenon has been dubbed climate gentrification. An environmental study carried out on the city shows that Miami might become completely submerged in the sea, just like the city of the Atlantis. Another 2018 report suggested that 12,000 homes in Miami Beach are in danger of chronic flooding within the next 30 years. That puts around $6.4 billion worth of property at risk. The city's sea levels are rising at faster rates than in other areas of the world, already resulting in floods, contaminated drinking water, and major damage to homes and roads. While it's hard to anticipate the exact amount of sea level rise, the US National Ocean Service suggests that global sea levels rise about 3.18 millimeters per year. That puts the nation on track to see 183 centimeters sea level rise by 2100. Now, under these conditions, communities in Miami could see severe impacts that may lead to the loss of lives and properties on a massive scale. No location is completely safe from climate change, but Miami's future looks particularly challenging. Hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th, although hurricanes can develop beyond those dates. The most likely time for Miami to be hit is during the peak of the Cape Verde season, which is mid-August through the end of September. Although tornadoes are uncommon in the area, that is a possibility as well. One struck in 1925 and another in 1997. Around 40% of homes in Miami are built upon floodplains and are considered flood risk zones. Even if seas only rise by the most conservative estimates, the city might have to raise its structures to stay above water. Miami will spend $4 billion over the next 40 years to provide structures like elevated roads, higher capacity drainage, and higher seawalls to control flooding. Miami Beach has invested $500 million to protect roads, buildings, and water systems. These measures against climate change seem like a band-aid on a torn ligament. Some areas in the city are doomed to be lost forever, with the only solution being a strategy of managed retreat. In decades to come, some areas will be too expensive to maintain, resulting in homes and properties being abandoned.